Even have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones and this is the Talk Beat Jones. This is the Talk Beat Jones. This is the Talk Beat Jones. All right. We say, oh, Mr. Tyler. I'm so happy you're here. That's my man. That's my mentor. That's Mr. Henry Tyler, H.T., the gentle giant, as the late but never forgotten Mr. J.D. Hill called him the gentle giant. Henry Tyler, the executive vice president, general manager, handling the business today. Thank you, Mr. Tyler. Appreciate you so much. You know, the only thing I just ask him is don't come out and pop me upside my head. It's coming. How you doing, my family? This is the Talk Beat Jones, and I am your guy. I am Billy Jones, and remember, I am the independent media specialist, which means that I have no connections to nobody. Nobody. If you're doing wrong, I'm going to talk about it. If you're doing good, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to be fair down the middle. And I ask you, what is down the middle? Down the middle means that if you are leaning to the left and you want to get your voice out there for folks to hear what you have to say, then you can call. You can call. If you're on the far right and there is, I'm trying to get my telephone, and there are things that you want to say, then you can do that. If you are a person that just want to have your thought heard, maybe you heard something from someone else, and you want to express your opinion about what they're saying, you can do that as well. This is the revamped Talk Beat Jones. Again, we want you to know that fairness is what? Fairness is what Serena Williams did not receive as she was playing for the highest, well, of course, she was playing for the highest crown in tennis. How can you, as an athlete, get out and feel that the person that's calling the game, calling the match, has a problem with you? And you are a black woman that is going for history, and you cannot receive, they call it the benefit of a doubt. And when you stand up for yourself, as Serena was doing, white folks, and we talk about white folks in America, white folks is white folks, period. They're going to be, and they are, showing you that it don't matter who you are, how much money you have, how many tennis crowns that you hold. You're still under my direction, little black girl. And you talked and said what to me? Simply because you voiced your thought, I'm going to penalize you, and there's nothing that you can do, nothing that anyone can do. And then you feel folk around the world. I want you to know that this station goes around the world over the Roku box, Amazon, Apple, various other social modalities, including your telephone. And you were able to see how Serena Williams was treated. Okay, she walked away. She didn't win that event. You know why? Because she did not have the ability to stay focused on her game. She was realizing that she had a problem with the person that was calling the game. And we sit back and we look at how our black folks who are doing things, no matter who they are, go back to Muhammad Ali. We are always subjected to someone saying, I don't care how great you are, we are the person that we're large and in charge. So when you want to know and ask the question, how is it that Billy Jones is telling you that his roots is as a media specialist, which means that he has alliances with whom? God and you and my mother and daddy, my uncle, to make sure I bring the truth, that I bring the truth. And I want to thank those who are listening to the message that I am giving out and letting you understand that I'm looking to expand my brand. Yes, I'm looking to expand my brand. What is my brand? My brand is truth. My brand is truth. And I'm looking to develop my half an hour new show. And for those who say, oh, he gonna give up his hour show? No. That's not, hold on, caller, I'll be with you shortly. No, that's not the truth. The truth is, and the only time you can understand about what's happening with Billy Jones is to talk to Billy Jones. You can call me at 313-412-3111, and I will give you my truth. Do not ever listen to anybody else talking about Billy Jones and what he is doing. Nobody knows. I'm an independent agent dealing for you, my family in Detroit and around the world. The half an hour show that I am developing, and again, I need you to continue, and I want to thank all the persons who are making those contributions to that cause. And yes, I am receiving donations. Yes, I have. Is that true, Mr. Tyler? Mr. Tyler told you, sure. And I want to thank, and I'm going to have a list at some point that I'll read, but I will always contact persons to find out if it's okay. But if you choose to help bring the truth uncut, unchased, unbribed, unaligned to the new half an hour show that I'm bringing to TV 33, guess what? I'm going to call it We Come Together. When or we are together. We've come together. Basically, you hear the theme, and I'll tell you why that theme is important. Because doggone it, in all the years, not just in Detroit, when I was in Oakland, California as well, as all of the talk swordsmen, yes, the people who call and have all the conversations, have all the answers, have all the objections, have all the whatever, but never bring a solution, except at the end will be when we come together. When we come together. It's 2018 and we're still having that same conversation about when we come together. I guess in another 100 years we may come together as we are looking at what other folks who have migrated to America and who call themselves and who are citizens of America, as they have come together. Look at what is happening in the political ranks. I want to discuss that. I'm going to let this call come in, and I was looking for a guest, but I guess the guest feels that whatever, I don't know. Caller, you live on the Talk Beat Jones. I am Billy Jones. Talk to me, please.
Good morning, fellow patriots.
Oh, Big Les, how you doing?
I'm fine, Billy. Well, when you were talking about large and in charge, I
Yes.
know you was talking about Henry Tyler, the man. Henry Tyler, I love this brother. But the last time I saw Henry Tyler, he lost a few pounds,
Oh,
and he was looking pretty good,
well,
pretty
before
good.
wait,
Keep up the good work, Henry Tyler.
before I
Love you,
destroy
brother.
that, Les. Now, if you are a big man,
Yes, sir.
yeah, I mean, you know about this because you're a big man yourself, but you have a different shape to your bigness. I mean, you're legitimately a big man from top to bottom. Now, with Big HT, I'm looking at programs that he did years ago with him and RJ, right?
Yeah.
You're talking about a good-looking man. Did you see him?
Don't you think I know Henry Tyler? I used to, man, that was my competition. I used to watch him and RJ. I say, I'm in this going to Specs, and I say, hey, that's my competition right there. I got to go after him. He's the number one.
That's
He's
right.
number one in the city.
That's
And
right.
that's what you do. You go after number one. That's what society after us.
That's right.
Billy.
That's right.
Because we number one.
That's right. And you know what, Les? See, if I can get your help, I want everyone to understand I'm an independent agent. I have no allegiance to no doggone body per se, except for God, my parents, and the family. And when I say that I am a media specialist, I'm saying you have the right to call and talk to me. Tell me what's not going on that you can see, or tell us what is going on from your perspective. And you know what? It's your opinion. It's your thought. And you know what? I was raised in the media business that told me that if that's your thought, if that's your opinion, leave it alone, Billy Jones, because
That's
that's that person's opinion.
right.
And I may have gotten off track. I want to apologize to the family because sometimes you get overzealous in trying to see what you think other folks don't see. You get into an argumentative state because you're trying to bring clarity. And as I have had a chance to reflect, I got away from my perspective of being the media specialist, which was, as you know, I used to tell you, I called it straight down the middle. So when folks called and they were saying things about folks, about situations, etc., I may have jumped in, and I apologize to those persons and to my airways, my family, because I got off course. But heck, Tiger Woods got off course with his golf. Go right ahead, Les. I'm letting you know. I'm just trying to clear the airways, let people know you can call. And Tyrone, if you got something that you need to say, Amos, you got something you got to say, whoever. If it's your thought, if you've been sitting back, you've been quiet, you've been afraid to say what you got to say because you're thinking somebody's going to attack you or dismiss your thinking, your thought, if you place me in that group of folks, please take me out of that. I'm announcing.
Well, so Billy Jones,
Yes, sir.
you're right. See, I'm like you. It's all about God and country for me, and,
Yes.
and family.
Mhm.
And we all family here. We all existing on the planet at the same time in the same year. So I say, hey, everybody have I guess live their own life their way, and they entitled. I'm starting to use this phrase. Well, everybody is entitled to think they LeBron James, although we know they're not, but they feel free to do it. So, that I'm not buying it, but
Yes.
you want to keep buying it. Eventually, the truth will come out.
Yes. Yes. And you know,
So
the thing
it's
about
all
that
about
is,
letting people be themselves, and I do.
yes.
Whether they're on the right side of history or the wrong side of history. I
Yes.
try to remain on the right side of history. That's all we can do while we're here.
And even though
It's
folks may
remained on
not
the
like
right
what you,
side of
and even
history
though folks
and
may not
working
like your
together.
your side or your approach or your thought, you still stay strong and always stay strong in what you're saying. And that's what I'm asking folks. You see, the power within TV 33 is that, see, when people talk about their history, and for our newbies who have joined TV 33, and for some of our folks who went away because of whatever and they come back and they don't understand and forgot the history of TV 33, this is a business that was geared and is geared to give our folk the voice to express themselves. This station has put people in high up positions in the political ranks because they were here. They were hosts here at this station. This station made Janice Winfrey the city clerk, whether you like it or not. I know somebody called and said, no, no, I watched the station. I know how many times she was brought on the station when we was on Woodworth when there was a situation. That's how she became known, besides being a school teacher. As all of the House of Representatives people, senators, etc. This station has made council persons, Brenda Jones, this station has made. And with all the divisiveness that came into some of the decisions that the station has made open to everybody, everybody. And that's why I'm saying I'm calling to the fact that people who had their own agenda who attacked this station for doing business, open business for everybody, but they want to be so blackish that they say, we want to shut you down. I will never forget who you are. But you still have an opportunity
I
to
don't
call.
blame you, Billy.
Yes.
I don't blame you, Billy. You should be upset at the hypocrisy of some of these folks that come in here and criticize the station over the years. I understand how powerful broadcasting is.
Yes.
How important mainstream black media is, and this is mainstream black media to me, because that's what all I know is what's mainstream to me, and it's always been black media. So I don't know where some people get it twisted why they start, throwing their opinions about what other stations are doing. That's their station. They can say whatever the hell they want to. That's the importance of having your own station. Like, I'm happy to have a little broadcasting every Tuesday when I bring in the truth to the people. That's
You have a podcast?
It's my station.
You have a podcast?
It's not a podcast. It's me and Six-Fold.
Well, hold on. Let's take a moment.
Let's get the call letters and whatnot. So,
but wait. Let's take a moment. Now, you and Six-Fold have a podcast, or
we have a radio
internet.
We are owner of radio station. Internet radio station.
What is that? You want to because look, I respect Six-Fold. In fact, folks may not remember that when folks were offered this station for whatever the reasons, I'm the person that brought them back through Talk Beat Jones. I brought Deetta Wilcoxon back to the station on Talk Beat Jones. I brought Six-Fold on this station live on Talk Beat Jones, had them both as a part of my program. I brought Richard Harrison back to the station when he was aloof to be on Talk Beat Jones. So I want folks to understand that when I told folks that I'm not controlled, I'm not bossed, I'm not bought, I have the history. But my history says I love this station. I love what RJ and Henry Tyler is doing, and I understand the mission statement that they have placed out, and I believe that some hosts and some folks who call in forgot the mission statement of this station. And I believe people like you, Les, can help through Talk Beat Jones reestablish the input that this station has been aligned to do for the truth, but yet You don't have to be in love with this station to be a part of this station as a host or a caller. But we ask those who are in love with this station, be you a host or be you a family member that calls in, stand up for the station. Don't let just jive gibbery. As a host, I can't deal, but it ain't nothing good except for when somebody from the left and somebody from the right have a good conversation. Go ahead, Les. I'm going to be quiet now.
Well, hey, Billy, the importance of broadcasting has always been something that, ever since the Walter Cronkite days, but how important it was to bring people the right information.
Yes.
Not just facts and opinions. Facts instead of opinion. And that's what we got today in a lot of stations. It's a lot of opinionated news going on. Maybe that's why Donald Trump is calling it fake news, because he's part of the equation. Because it's all about fake presidency. Because this is a sham. We have made America a sham by letting a man like Donald Trump, after we had one of the greatest presidents to identify in our culture with America being great.
That's right.
To me, Billy, importance of this station, and I've learned a great deal over the years because of this station here. This is where I got my information. This is, to me, one of the stations. So that's why I'm proud to be in the business of broadcasting and bringing the truth to the people. And I, give it to you, Billy. That's why I call you. You know me, I don't call everybody's show.
Yes, sir.
Because, I don't have a whole lot to say.
And, I'm going to want to get your input on a couple of things I want to bring up. But, again, I want to say thank you, Les. I appreciate and I respect you. And I want you to understand that I need your help in bringing the truth to the community. I need your help in bringing the truth to the world. And I will not be deterred. So I'm asking folks, friends, that, and you can help when I develop my half-an-hour show that would be called Coming Together. And as I mentioned, black folks, we're so great with all the callers coming in, with all the great things they have to say, critiquing and solutions or thinking. And it always leaves us left with the bottom line when they finish. When we come together, well, doggone it, can we have a show that says coming together where we can talk on coming?
When you first said that, Billy, coming together, everybody is together.
Yeah.
But they are together in their own little pockets of like the villages, their little tribe over here, got a tribe over there. We all got our tribes here and there. See, and to get these tribes together, because it was hard for, the tribes in Africa to come together, to Shaka Zulu, he pretty much made them together. And that's what made him so great. He forced a lot of tribes to work together so
Yes.
we could, run the British out of our country.
But hold on, Les. When I saw Shaka Zulu, the one thing that I went away with, I went away with a lot of wonderful, great things. But the one thing that was like curious to me was how the white folks brought over and got the mirror and brought the fact that he could change his hair from getting gray to keeping it black. And how, speak on that for a minute. What did you think about that part and how that became such a highlight of that movie?
And see, and that's the problem. We still have that today, Billy. He was on the move. He could have got them out the country forever. It could have been a whole different ball game right now in the country in the continent of Africa right now because of his stance. To run them out of the country and pulling all these tribes together. See, that was a formula to success, but that's what we said. We are fooled by materialism, Billy. And, we want to find cars. We want to, dress nice and be nice. But you want to go for clothes instead of character. And that's what's wrong with us right now, Billy. We're so confused about who we are. And they don't understand how powerful we are as African Americans.
Mm-hmm.
That combination is the bad The more I think about it, see, it's almost like I got religion. I'm saying hallelujah to that, Billy. To be an African American in this world is the greatest thing to me of all time. So,
Yes.
so I just feel, just like they do in church, I feel good about that. And that's what we should start doing about ourselves, or we wouldn't go around destroying each other because
Yes.
we're the greatest.
Yes. Yes. And we use that terminology, we are the greatest, but it still comes back to the fact that we say we are the greatest. I believe we're saying we have the potential, as people continue to say, when we come together, because I'm looking at other groups who have come to America. It's like Eddie Murphy says, coming to America. He was royal, but then remember he had to try to blend in. Coming to America, these other folks, these other groups, these other perspectives, and we're looking at the fact that now we have folks that have come to America, second or third generation potentially, but remember, they have all the contacts of their homeland, or as Mr. Coleman Young said, their motherland. And all of the folks who've come over here and gotten successful, doing wonderful things, but they're looking at what Donald Trump has done. To really have the power to help your people. Well, let me do this. Can I ask you to hold, and I'll tell you who I'm talking about and what I'm speaking about, and get your thoughts on this. But I need to take a moment to exhale,
Okay.
and then I'll come back, and we can go through and I'll just throw it out, and I'll let you expound on it, because these are things that you've talked about when you had your flag. And Les, I need you to bring me a flag so I can, when I talk to you, I can hold my flag up if it's okay, bro. I'm trying to do some Richard Harrison stuff.
And Billy, and I am going to do that. I'm going to do that for you.
Okay. We're going to
All
go
right.
through, it's time for me to exhale, family, because otherwise I get so wound up that I need to stay calm, because otherwise Mr. Henry Tyler would hit my reboot button by coming out and slap me upside the head. Bam! Well, it's how you taught. And that's the way he taught me. When he popped me upside the head, it's like, okay, get yourself together, bro. We'll be back shortly. I'm here. You there? Stay there. You wouldn't have to go anywhere, because this is the Talk Beat Jones. And this is the Talk Beat Jones. This is the Talk Beat Jones. This is the Talk Beat Jones.
Bon Appetit, Elegant Catering. We now deliver. Pre-order your dinners today. Most Wanted Platter. Visit our website, bonappetitelegantcatering.com. Barbecue rib dinners. We now deliver. Shrimp dinners. We now deliver. Fried chicken dinners. We now deliver. Lamb chop dinners. We now deliver. Fish dinners. We now deliver. Surf and turf dinners at Bon Appetit. We now deliver. Give us a call, 313-444-5048.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere, because this is the Talk Beat Jones. And I want to thank the family members that are sending their support of donations to Billy Jones for my new project. I love you, and I really respect you, and I appreciate you trusting me. As I mentioned to Mr. Henry Tyler, the finances that you're sending in, if they're in my name, I turn it over to the station so that it's not going into my pocket, it's going into the project, as I mentioned. The one thing that I've learned from Mr. Henry Tyler, Mr. R.J. Watkins, it's honesty. If I tell you that I'm doing something and you send money for that project, that money goes into that project. And I love you and I thank you. So if you have other folks who want to support me, and I appreciate your support, I am independent. I pay my own time to be on the air. 160 Victor Street, Highland Park. What's the zip code? 48203. And you can make that out to Billy Jones, or you can make it out to TV33 and send it here, and they will notify me, but that money will go on the books for my project. And I thank you, and I love you, and appreciate your respect. Hold on just a minute. Les, hold on just a moment. Caller? Hello?
How you doing?
Okay, can you hold, please? I'll be back with you in just a moment. I like the way you talk. I've heard you speak on other shows, etc. You know, I didn't realize, and I'm going to just be up front, bro, to bro. I didn't know how deep you was, brother. I've learned through listening to you called my show, but called other shows and TV, radio. I've listened to you. You know, you're a bad man, bro. You got some inside information that I didn't know the way you just put it out there. So hold on. I want you to talk about whatever you want to talk about. Don't worry about what me and Les talking about. I want you to speak on what you want to do. Okay, bro?
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Hey, Les. Les?
Yes.
Okay. Let me just throw these couple things at you. As we're talking about the politics, and we're looking at all of these other cultural groups, racial groups, getting into looking at what they've seen. Yeah, they got the businesses and they got the connections in the communities, but the one thing that they did not have is the political power. And now you're seeing that those groups, those cultures are reaching and saying, we need to have that voice in the political ranks. Guess what? All the way from their motherland to the successful folks that they have, the businesses and the people here in America, will get behind the particular people who are running as candidates. And then we look at our black folks who are running for offices, and we look at the fact that when it comes down to it, I'm going to just do this, I'm going to turn it to you, and I'm going to take my next call, but I want you to hold. It's called Sheeta from the Block. Front page, Sheeta from the Block. I'm not going to read about it. And then to talk about Tlaib, I'll fight for families in D.C. I've got about four full pages about Tlaib. But I believe the important thing here is there is a lady on the city council. Her name is Constantina or whatever, Raquel.
Constantino
Yes.
Lopez.
And this lady, Tlaib, is the person that mentored and guided her to get that seat on the city council. And now she is going to be a senator. So what is that showing you about the power, except as we talk about coming together, we still have folks calling. We've got people who can call and talk 10 minutes on the telephone, TV, radio, and can give you all types of rationale about Negroes. You know what I'm talking about, Steve. I'll call your name. And if you want to call and talk to me, you can do that. But I've had enough time to sit on the sidelines and listen to your thoughts, and I appreciate it. But I'm saying, can we come together? But here's what happens. Thelador spent $51 per vote in a government bid. Thelador, she, whatever his name is, reported spending close to $12.6 million, but that figure includes $2.3 million he reported repaying himself in an amended pre-primary report. Now, that's good. That's fine. But let's go over here and also look at what Rashida got over, in her race, got over $1 million per se, and the second place Democratic candidate who came in second place, how did he do it? He raised and spent about $5 million, including about $900,000 in public funds. Now that's El Said. Remember, what type of money did the black candidates in the race receive from all of the black folks that had all this conversation, in which we have some black folks, when we talk about how Coleman Young is a fighter, been showing that he is a fighter and he would fight for his people, etc. And some of those same folks call the station and say, oh no, I'm with Rashida. Why? Because she will fight for the people. Well, Rashida got the money from whom? She didn't get it from us. El Said, he said he wasn't going to take money from the big people, so how did he come up with all this millions? How much money did all the naysayers and the people who talked aggressively for Coleman make the contribution to Coleman so that he had an opportunity to really fight? And then I want to say that, and then I want to say one last, then I want to say one last thing. I want to say one last thing. Hold on, Les. I want to say one. Les, I want to say one last thing. And then I want to say this. The black folks that was behind Said, why is it that with all of these millions of dollars that he had, black folks who set their tail at this studio, at this station, proposing their amendments, proposing their agendas, etc., who was in charge of that campaign, did not bring that money to this station? And we still talk about when we come together. When you got in charge to allocate some monies that could come to this station that has supported your little tail, you found that you didn't have to try to help your people, but you could say the people's. Cut me off, Les. I'm getting a little excited.
Well, I mean, like I said, history always tells people, other people, who you are. You know, you can tell yourself one thing and you know, in your mind, and you're doing another. That's going to come out in history.
Yes.
So it's not. See, and that's the problem, Billy. We need to change the conversation. We keep talking about money. It wasn't money that to leave. You know, it did help her to get around a little bit more. But Brenda Jones was established a politician. But her message, people were tired. People deep down inside in the streets are tired of the crap, Billy, and they won't change. They know, Billy, that Brenda Jones wasn't giving it to her. They gave her a pass on, you know, give her temporary, if that's what she wanted. But for the real meat and guts of it, they wanted somebody that was working for them. And it seems like, you know, the Democratic Party is doing something that's unprecedented in the history that I have known it. And that's to come together right after the primary.
Hold on, caller.
And working together, trying to win the state of Michigan back. And the primary thing that I want them, and that I will be champion, is to get rid of 436, because that's the vein of our misery right now. We can't get really and work on fair elections when we are cut off. We can't cut off at the border, and home rule doesn't mean anything.
Okay.
The people in Detroit got to be aware of how important getting rid of 436 is, the emergency manager law, for the whole state. And the candidates that I know, even the other crap over there, candidate Schuette, who was the attorney general, he didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing for Flint when people were hollering at him for Flint. So how can we count on him to do something for the people? But we got to bank on Gretchen, because we don't. That's a game we don't know. I'd rather bet on.
Hold on, Les. Les, I want you to marinate on this for a moment. You brought that up, Gretchen, and when you bring up Gretchen, folks, you've got to bring up Gilmore. Gilchrist. Now, and I want to understand, and you may help me, because I know you listen to these folks, because one time I know that you was on the air waiting to get on the air about 40 or 50 minutes, and the person told you, I don't take calls. And you had to take that conversation and had to ascend to his level and just be happy to be on the air that he took your call. But my question is, well, let me ask you to hold for just a moment and let the other guy
Okay.
get in. Just a moment. I'm going to bring you back. Caller, I'm trying to bite my tongue a little bit. You live. How you doing?
How you doing?
Hey, bro, I'm glad you called. Talk to me. Express your opinion and your thoughts to the people,
Well,
please.
first I gotta do a shout out to TV33 Comcast Channel 91, WHBS, Island Park, Detroit. Big shout out to Mr. Watkins, Mr. Tyler, and also all the TV show hosts for TV33. Thanks a lot, Billy, for you keeping the tradition of JD here. I appreciate that,
Yes, sir.
because that used to be a thing that some people used to have issues with. But by me being an avid supporter of TV33 for multiple years, I understand it now. You know,
Yes, yes.
because the same statement was, you got it out there. Okay?
Yeah.
And everybody knows that Mr. Gore, God rest his soul.
Wait, you say
was
Mr.
a very,
Goree?
very part.
Did you say Mr.
But
Goree?
TV33.
Wait, did you say Mr.
And
Goree? Did you say
Mr.
Mr.
Goree.
Goree?
Mm-hmm. See, I don't know his
wait,
current
wait,
condition.
wait. I got the solution for the pollution.
So, you know,
That's Mr.
and then when
Goree.
it come down to the EEOC,
Mm-hmm.
you still practice some of them values too.
That's right, Mr. J.D. Hill. Mhm.
So those are the true things. Okay, I just have to speak. Are the true things that has to do with WHPS.
Okay, my time is running, so give me your thoughts.
But the thing I want to put out here is, in October, there's going to be a youth march. But they want the youth out of the community to come to a march or meeting in Washington, D.C. Now, by it only being a month away, you might only be able to get a couple people to go. But we really want next year, so this is an annual event, where we do things to actually get kids who normally don't have the opportunities to go out of town. And that's what it's about.
Okay.
See, a lot of people always talk about problems. They never talk about solutions. One of the things that comes out of growing up here in Detroit, especially me, because I grew up here in Detroit, I've seen other places besides Detroit. So I learned the value here, but I've also seen other things. So I know everything here is not like the rest of the world. And there are some kids in our community that's never, ever been out in town.
Okay. Now, we got that. Now, my question comes back to, hold on just a moment, okay? I'll bring you back.
Mhm.
Big Les, you were about to say something, and I had to run, so keep regather
Well,
your thoughts.
you're left with, with the, a maniac on another radio. So, disrespecting, his call. So, but like I said, I'm used to people, having a bad day. Okay, I'm used to having it. People can have a bad day. Okay, but it's all about the message. So when you got something to say, you got to go over crazy sometimes.
Yes.
And we've been dealing with crazy for a long time,
Yes.
Billy.
Yes.
As African Americans, we have been dealing with crazy a long time.
Yes.
And it's time for it to stop.
But why are they
For
attacking?
Crazy Bubba and Crazy Leroy, okay?
But question.
You said something important about this, about a person that says something, and I respect, Mr. Gore.
Mhm.
He always says something like, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. The Constitution is there,
Yes.
okay? That's what he used to say.
Yes.
And people didn't hear that.
Yes.
And they still don't hear that. And
Yes.
they need to hear it, Billy, because we are being trampled on because we refuse to stand up and be real Americans, real African Americans. Real African Americans is the ones I listen to, like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and Frederick Douglass.
Come on.
Those are the real African Americans that I listen to.
Marcus
Sojourner
Garvey.
Truth,
Mhm.
Ida B. Wells. These
Marcus-
are the real
Marcus Garvey.
African
Mhm.
Americans. Paul Robeson. I
Yes.
can keep going on forever.
Yes.
Billy Jones.
Yes.
I got Henry Tyler right there. Real African Americans. Real African Americans stand up and make real decisions. I.J. Watkins, Billy Jones. These are real African Americans. I stand by real African Americans everybody is not a real African American, Billy.
That's right. That's right. You know, and when we go through the process, as you just mentioned, that everybody's not real African American, then when we have folks who come on and they paint, quote, the phrase Negroes in a negative connotation, you know, why is that? Why is it that we have to look at it's okay to attack anybody who's put into a position? Look at what happened to Serena Williams in the highest form of the tennis tournament. And then we look at the fact that as I'm listening to the hosts who say that you won't get it nowhere else like how they're presenting it, and yet it's two-faced it in that you're talking about Garland Gilchrist, and then you're saying, no, we're not talking about Garland Gilchrist. We are just asking the pertinent questions. Well, tell me, why in the heck is it that we always have to ask the pertinent questions when it is a black person that's being put in that position, but you don't ask those pertinent questions? Maybe because the white folks are not and don't care about you asking the pertinent questions about them, because you ain't nothing but a little something that's trying to be a big something. But you find that when you talk about black folks, other folks' ears open up. This
Well,
man.
you know what I found out, Billy Jones?
Tell me.
That real African Americans are not really a color, because John Brown, to me, was a real African American.
Okay.
And so was Wild Bill Willie Cullen and Reverend Rhodes. These are real characters that I've known over the last 15 years, you know, that stood by and fought for the constitutional rights for everyone.
Okay.
So real African Americans fight for everybody, Billy Jones.
Yes. So you're saying that fits in the perception of black folks, and that I can come home with a white girl, a Japanese girl, or
now, Billy
whatever.
Jones, you told me a whole family passed for white except for one a few weeks ago. Didn't you
The mayor of Oakland, California.
Okay.
Yes, sir. His family, except for him, passed for white, except he was the ultra light-skinned black guy. The mayor, Wilson, who became the well, he was the mayor. I mean, he was the judge. Wilson became the mayor of Oakland. And they see during that time, the Black Panthers have been trying to run different folks to get to be elected in the city of Oakland to become the mayor, to take away the stronghold of white folks. And they finally hit upon, oh, we've got a judge who is actually could pass if he chose to, but he is identifying with black folks. Let's put him up to run for mayor, and he will do the crossover votes, etc. And it worked. Fantastic mayor, Mayor Wilson was as well. Want to let people know.
See, that's because he was a real African American. He
Yes.
understood that. Because
Yes.
you know what, real African Americans believe that everybody has a right to survive in this world and
Yes.
live anywhere they want to live. We believe in the Constitution. Real African Americans believe in that principle.
That's right.
But we don't have a whole lot of real African Americans in our community, Billy Jones, and that's unfortunate. And we should have more.
Well, Les, we are looking to formulate the half-an-hour show to make it whereby it's quick, it's hard-hitting on a biweekly basis, and the message is coming together. The message is, how do we come together? The message, I want folks like yourself to call in and give us some understanding as to what are the building blocks to come together. What are the obstacles that we have to work to get past in terms of coming together? And I'm looking for, again, folks who want to talk from the left side, folks who want to talk from the right side. I want folks who've been quiet to actually get up, make the call, and get in, because, again, I walk around this city, Big Les, and I'm identified by so many people that I understood. And I ask, why don't you call? And they say, I just like listening to you, hear you talk. So I understand my audience, my family. It's not about just people who call in all the time, all the different shows, and get into all the stuff. I'm past that now. I'm past that. I want to be progressive. I want to be like the fact that I'm waiting for President Obama to tell Trump, guess what? I served my 2 terms. I served my 2 terms, Trump, chump, 45. But guess what? The Constitution says I only have to sit out 1 term. Uh-oh. I just may decide to run this time, or I'm young enough, I can sit this 2020 out and come back in 2014. I mean, the next term. Trump, guess what? Is there a problem? Because if you attack me, I got you, bro. I don't have to come out there and there's 5,000 white folks that I got to satisfy and black folks saying, why you can't do a black agenda? Well, ask you black folks who got jobs working in white corporations, why is it that you are not able to make changes when you go into a situation in a boardroom and it's 1 or 2 of you and it's 15, 20 of them? And this man has got had a whole table. And when you look at what is going on in this confirmation situation, and you look, ain't nothing but
Billy,
basically white folks.
Billy, let me leave your audience with this last.
Okay,
thing.
and I gotta get back to
Kim. You remember? Well, the lady that Kim Kardashian got out of jail. She didn't care that she did a sex video. She didn't care that she was married to a husband that talked crazy once upon a time. All she was caring about that Kim got her out of jail.
That's right.
See, that's what we need to start focusing on, is the people that's doing the work and not what they do. It's always a lot of criticism, because when we say we believe in God, do we really do believe in God? Because I heard that he was the only judge of everybody, okay?
That was good. Hold on just a minute. Don't go nowhere. You're back, 8 Mile.
Okay. I got a slight question. Could y'all explain to me what a real African American is?
Okay, hold on. Les?
A real African American is somebody that was born right here in America. This is America. This is what we call this country that we live in. I just happen to live in the blackest city in America, in Detroit, and I'm proud of that. As an American of a history, we just buried the Queen, who was known throughout the history. How can I not be proud of the Queen of Soul that put us on like that, lifted us up like that? Because African American, she was a real patriot.
Okay, hold on. DJ, 8 Mile.
Yeah, I really want him to listen to what he's saying, how he's saying, and what he's saying. Because African American is a concept that came out of this country. It's not like if you go to another country, that's what we're referred to as. Okay? Now, a real African American, meaning there's a person that can be a fake African American. I don't know what that is, because we're talking about a country that's based on race, not based on no experience. Not to be called a real African American. Well, I want him to explain that to me, because that's deep, right?
Hold on. Back to you, Les.
Well, see, DJ 8 Mile, everybody identified. He identified himself as DJ 8 Mile. I'm sure his parents had named him DJ 8 Mile, okay? But he identifies himself as DJ 8 Mile, and everybody knows him. And like I said, I love the brother. I think he comes with a little wisdom and a little character. But like I said, there's still always room to grow. I turned 65, and I've seen a whole lot of stuff going on in America, and I learned a whole lot of stuff here about this country. And I'm proud to be a Tuskegee Airman we had for mayor, Coleman Young. Okay, I'm proud to identify with that stigma, African American, because of John Carlos and
Tommy Smith,
Wilma Rudolph.
Tommy Smith.
I'm proud of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And okay, hold on. DJ 8 Mile. I'm down to my last minute and a half. Okay.
I'm just going to say, I still want to know what a real African American is. Because if something is real, as far as an adjective, you follow. And that means that there has to be this a faith.
Okay,
And I don't know what a faith.
Okay,
African
let
American.
me ask you. Let me ask you because my time is short. And what in your concept of thinking, and you got to do it in less than a minute per se.
Oh, my God.
What is your
On that
concept?
subject matter?
Yes, please.
See, I'm colorblind. I don't judge the people. I judge the person. But I treat everybody as a child of God until they give me reason not to. See, there's so many people now talking and don't know where they're getting it from. Because at the end of the day, if it's 10 people, right, and I'm blind, right, how am I really going to see who was who by color? Now, if I go by character, that's one thing. But see, I remember black is not a color. It's an experience. So I don't know nothing about a distinction between this or that. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be what somebody see and look at you and describe you as opposed to what you think about yourself. Blacks and whites been having baby in this country over 100 years by choice or not by choice. So people in our country won't look at it like that. I do it with pride. That's why I run an organization with all kinds of people all around the world that take pride in what I do.
That's true, and I've
So
seen
I
it.
can't
I've
hear
seen
that.
it. I've seen folks always coming up saying that they want to join your organization. So I mean, and I've looked, and it's all people of all complexion, all colors, all race. So thank you so very much, and and I appreciate you joining, being a co-host on this show on Sundays. Okay.
You welcome.
All right. Thank you, DJ 8 Mile. Love you, bro. Take care, and we're
Love you
going to
too.
get together. I'm gonna come see you
All right.
pretty soon. Okay. Thank you. We got to get ready to close out, but
Okay, all right.
and I
Billy,
hope.
I respect DJ now. He must have missed when I said John Brown and Reverend Rowe. And these cats look. If I looked at them, they look white to me. But they, to me, in the heart, they have African American blood in them. And we are African Americans because if we in history, that's where we started off. As the African Americans, that history started in Africa. Okay, so we are African Americans.
And as we're
so
talking, and as we're talking, I want to ask the question: can someone tell me how and why is it that white folks have already anointed Kamala Harris, who is a bad, bad sister, as a presidential candidate, and what's the other brother's name? Booker?
Cory Booker.
Yeah. So tell me, is white folks looking at them and their potential, looking at their potential parentage, going back one or two parentage, and looking at their skin complexion, saying, "Oh yeah, well these are acceptable to white folks, these are acceptable to black folks." Is that what's going on with Cory Booker and Kamala Harris?
Well,
Because
we used to do the same thing, Billy. We used to go with the brown bag test.
Yeah.
So we used to do the same thing. So I don't. I'm like DJ Igma. I don't see color. I can identify with the lady that was working for the NAACP that wanted to pass for black.
Okay,
I'm not mad at her.
Okay, Tyler coming out. I got to get ready to go. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you. I
all
hope
right,
to hear you
Billy
again
Joe.
Sunday.
I'll
Okay.
be talking to you, brother.
All right, bye now.
Hey.
Family, once again, if you want to support Billy Jones and my wanting to extend my brand, 160 Victor Street, Highland Park, 48203. Send in your donations to Billy Jones or to TV33. It's going to the same pot. That's to the station. We love you. If you need that Easy Silk hair and skin line products, I have it. If you want that liquid biocell, the health drink that Mr. Didi Hill called the Jesus Juice, call me, 313-412-3111. If you have something you need to say to me, call me, 313-412-3111. I've got to go because Mr. Tyler is about to walk out the door. You know what he's going to do. Love y'all. See you soon. You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones. And this is the Talk Beat Jones. This is the Talk Beat Jones. This is the Talk Beat Jones.